Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hurdy Burke Broadcast Network. And for you guys that are just chiming in for the first time or listening to a rebroadcast of the podcast, we recommend you go over to the Facebook group, Power Hour Broadcast, Danny L. Smith. Check it out. And tonight we're going to talk about How to Win Friends and Influence People, a book published originally in 1938 by Dale Carnegie himself. And we have Danny Smith talking tonight, John Maxwell Certified Coach. So, Danny, take it away.
John Maxwell Certified Coach and a mortgage loan officer. Let's don't forget about that part.
That's right. Absolutely.
And tonight we're going to just hit some highlights of a book. He said, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think it was back in the early 80s, a friend of mine came to me and we were reading some different books, and he goes, I don't think there's anything new since Carnegie put out How to Win Friends and Influence People. And jump forward 40 years or 30 years, and you know what? I still don't think there's much new. I'm sure yes, there's new stuff, but I'm going to hit some highlights here of this book. And Hurdy, we've talked about it in other books we've talked about all of this. As I was going through my notes this afternoon, I just thought a few books that I've read that, and a couple we've covered. It was originally written here in Carnegie's book, and new authors, they've changed some things, but it's for the most part the same thing. Like you said, the book was written in 1936 or 38 during that time, and it's claimed to be one of the first best-selling self-help books ever published. And Hurdy. Yes, Hurdy, have you heard some people bash self-help books?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
That's a good question. I think that people just don't think that they need it. I mean, I'm just thinking out of line here a little bit, but I think people think that they don't need self-help, or they don't believe that you can grow from reading and material and then applying it. So I think people just don't get how important.
What about the Christian side of it? I wonder what's up with the Christian bloggers. Some Christian bloggers that debunk self-help. What's up with that?
Well, that's a good question, and because they, the myth about the Christian walk is that people can't spiral out even though they're Christian or born again. They can't spiral out and have issues, and the truth is, that side of the fence believes that God can solve everything, And sure he can, but at the same time, he gave us a brain and the ability
to do our part, right?
Yeah, we got to think and use our brain, and we've got to apply the principles. And the only way you're going to know those principles is through growth. And if it takes some outside reading to get some ideas how to apply it, you can always use God in that.
This book is divided into some sections. There's a section on the fundamental techniques in handling people, ways to make people like you, how to win people to your way of thinking. Let's see here. And be a leader, how to change people without giving or arousing resentment. I want to say something. This isn't about manipulation. And I've run into people over the years, they think that this book is about manipulating people. Just take my word. Don't take my word for it. Just read the book. You're going to, if you haven't read this book, I say that to any listener, you're missing a great read in the way of building relationships and such. So, fundamental techniques in handling people. Principle 1, and this book is just, I've got my notes written out here and just a bunch of lists. Principle 1, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Principle 2, give honest and sincere appreciation. Principle 3, arouse in the other person an eager want. Hey, think about that. I mean, you want to work with people? Now, he uses some words, handling people. It was probably a very appropriate word for, back, 85 years ago. Maybe we should say fundamental techniques in working with people. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Give honest, sincere appreciation, arousing the other person an eager want. Pretty good stuff. Ways to make people like you. Principle 1, become genuinely interested in other people. Principle 2, we're going to come back and hit on some of this, but Principle 2, smile. Principle 3, remember that a person's name is to that person the most important sound in any language. Principle 4, be a good listener. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Principle 5, talk in terms of the other person's interests. Principle 6, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Next section, how to win people to your way of thinking. Principle 1, the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Principle 2, show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say you're wrong. Principle 3, if you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Principle 4, begin in a friendly way. Principle 5, get the other person saying yes, yes immediately. Principle 6, let the other person do a great deal of talking. Principle 7, let the other person feel that the idea is his or hers. Principle 8, try honestly to see from the other person's point of view. Principle 9, be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Principle 10, appeal to nobler motives. Number 11, dramatize your ideas. Number 12, here's a good one, throw down a challenge. Then the last section, be a leader, how to change people without giving or arousing resentment. Principle 1, begin with praise and honest appreciation. 2, call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Number 3, talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. Number 4, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Number 5, let the other person save face. Number 6, praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Number 7, give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Number 8, use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. And last, number 9, make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
Wow.
You'd think we just got through the latest bestseller, huh? And this is written it's 80 years ago.
Amazing.
Well, quite a few here on the speed of trust. Immediately picked out 4 or 5 of those 13 behaviors. Admitting you're wrong, being transparent, talking straight, all kinds of out of Covey's book in here. I like this. Let the other person feel that the idea is his or hers.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Make suggestions and then let the other person think out the conclusion. Try honestly to see from the other person's point of view. Only wise, tolerant, exceptional people even try to do that. There's a reason why the other man thinks and acts as he does. Ferret out the reason, and you have the key to his actions, perhaps to his personality. Try honestly to put yourself in his place. Now, that's principle number 8 under winning people to your way of thinking.
Wow.
Principle 10 is appeal to the nobler motives. Thinking about the drama lesson in the empowerment mentoring program, one of the factors of creating drama, there's 4 key elements to creating drama. Is one is not seeking noble intent. Carnegie says here, appeal to the nobler motives. Assume that he or she is honest, sincere, truthful, and willing and anxious to do the right thing. Carnegie says the exceptions to this rule are comparatively few, and I am convinced that the individuals who are inclined to chisel away, doesn't make sense, chisel away in most cases react favorably if you make them feel that you consider them honest, upright, and fair. Be a leader, how to change people without giving or arousing consent. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. If you want to improve a person in a certain respect, act as though that particular trait was already one of his or her outstanding characteristics. Shakespeare said, assume a virtue if you have it not. Unquote. And it might be well to assume and state openly that the other people have the virtue you want them to develop. Give them a fine reputation to live up to, and they will make, can't say that word, great efforts rather than see you disillusioned.
Wow.
Principle 9 was make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest. He says it is naive to believe you will always get a favorable reaction from other persons when you use these approaches. But the experience, now this is at the end of the book, I'll start all over. It is naive to believe that you will always get a favorable reaction from other persons when you use these approaches. But the experience of most people shows that you are more likely to change attitudes this way than by not using these principles. If you increase your successes by even a mere 10%, you have become 10% more effective as a leader than you were before, and that is your benefit. Remember that the best way to get someone to do something is to make them want to do it and make them feel happy about doing that thing.
Deep.
What do you think?
I think that's great stuff. My initial observation is, one, you almost have to understand yourself, and you have to have growth and wisdom in order to apply those principles. That's my first observation. The second observation is when I read that book, the thing that stuck out to me the most was learning how to appreciate and thank people. And then if there was something you wanted to question or talk to them about, you praised them on the front end, right? You treat people like you want to be treated was how I interpreted that. And those principles are rock solid. I mean, Imagine if we could act like that 100% of the time. How cool that would be. Man, those are tough. Those are good.
Yeah, they are.
And it works.
All right.
That's good stuff, Danny.
What do you want to leave with? What do you got going on? You got any classes coming up? I know you're speaking out here at our mortgage office later in October.
Proper ways to use Facebook and identify how to post and things. So I'm sending Austin over the slideshow here in the next week or so. So I'm putting that together right now.
Okay.
And then me and you are the Business Wars group that has 8-9 business owners in it. That's a mastermind group. We meet once a month per year. We're going to dive into building your email list and starting your blog. So for those people that aren't part of the group or didn't come in for the whole year, they're welcome to come to it. They have to pay a fee for that one class, but I think this is a great class. So we'll put some more information out about that. So it's cool.
All right. I did a new home buyers financing class last week, Herdy. Did it
How'd
out
that go?
at I thought it went very well. Did it out at an engineering and manufacturing firm, and we had 18 people show up.
Wow.
And I asked, we did it, it was during lunch hour. During their lunch hour, I brought pizza in, and here was what I was most surprised about. I was most surprised about how apprehensive, even fearful people are about buying a house. Some of it comes from lack of knowledge. Some of it comes from wrong thinking. I started the class off, like I said, we had everybody getting the pizza and eating. We had about 40 minutes to talk. And I asked first, what has kept you to this day from buying a house instead of renting? Now, as the 18 people, the average age in the room was mid-30s.
Mm-hmm.
Make good money. It ranged from, I have credit problems, one person admitted to, the cost of fixing a house was prevalent, not understanding how the process worked, and debunked a lot of misconceptions, eased some feelings around fear. I mean, you take the thing, Herdy, about fixing a house. Well, when you buy a house, you get a warranty. Even on a resale house, you get a warranty. You just need to renew that.
Right.
There's down payment assistance involved. We ran a scenario that somebody had. How much they were paying rent versus wanting the size house. And you know what? The rent they were paying was $14 more than what their house payment would be, and that's not taking into effect the tax advantages of owning the house. So,
sure.
But it's pretty cool. It was great doing that, and I enjoyed it and putting together some things to do some more of that. Well, Herdy, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the enlightenment. That was good stuff, and I hope everybody listening in, go buy that book if they've never read it for the first time, because it's an awesome life changer. It really is. It'll help your personal growth. Thanks, Danny.
You got it, Herdy. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, brother.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.